Welcome back to Good Day Sacramento. And today my photographer Scott and I drove through Amador County. It is gorgeous wine country and landed right here at Iron Hub Winery. So what if I told you you could sip on a glass of wine while learning how to put together the perfect charcuterie board? Well, that's an event that's coming up in just a little bit on April 27th. I'm joined with the charcuterie queen herself, Chelsea Farah with the Dancers Pantry. Oh my gosh, I was so nervous about saying charcuterie correctly that I'm stumbling over my words here. So Chelsea, tell us a little bit about the upcoming event and what you're going to teach people to do.
Okay, so coming up on Sunday, April 27th at noon, we are doing a spring and early summer charcuterie styling workshop. So we're really learning a lot of tips and tricks, so not just putting meat and cheese on a board, but really elevating your charcuterie board. As you can see here, there's a lot of little textures and elements that really bring spring forward for your upcoming events, whether it's a graduation party, Mother's Day, all that good stuff.
So what's great is you can learn how to put the board together at the event. You get to go home with the board, but you also go home with the skills that you learned at this class.
Exactly,
right?
That's exactly right. So you make everything here in the class. I provide everything for you, and then you can enjoy the spoils that you've made. You can show it off. You can take it home. You can keep it for yourself or share it with your family. But it's such a great time. Everybody has a great time. We all become friends in the class. We're having a little glass of wine, learning a little bit of cheese history, and then, of course, some skills as well.
And overlooking beautiful wine country right behind us, there's also dogs that run around on the property. If you love a wine dog, they've got those here too. Okay, I called you the charcuterie queen earlier, and we're actually going to roll some photos of previous work that you've done so that people can see your credentials. You are no joke. So when it comes to putting the perfect charcuterie board together, tell us a little bit about sometimes how people can go wrong. Because sometimes when I put a board together, it just looks like I tripped and fell and cheese landed on a board. Give me some advice here.
Yes, so I would say the number one thing that people sort of miss when creating a charcuterie board is texture. So we get a little bit hung up on trying to make everything perfect. And you can see here on this board, we have things that are a little bit higher, a little bit lower, things that are crunchy, things that are soft, you know, things that are smooth. We have bright colors, dark colors. So it's really using the artistic side of your brain to bring just basic food ingredients together. So that's the really fun styling part of what we do here in my class.
Okay, so we wanted to make sure our Good Day viewers got a little bit of a sneak preview of what you could expect from class if you come on out. So what are we learning how to do today?
Okay, so one of my favorite things to teach in class is an elevated skewer. So it's something that I love to put on charcuterie boards. You can see on that board there, we have some blackberries, salami, and mozzarella. So it's very simple, but it really looks great. So I have these cute little spring skewers. They have a little bit of color on them. You know, you can get them on Amazon or, you know, make them yourself. And it's going to be 3 simple ingredients. So we're going to start with a mozzarella pearl, and we're going to place the skewer tip straight through.
Okay.
Then we're going to take a blackberry. It could be a blueberry, strawberry. It could be a tomato, really anything that's fruit or veggie related. And then we're going to take 2 pieces of salami. And we're going to lay them side by side like this. And we're going to overlap them.
Okay.
We're going to fold them in half to make a little envelope. Then using our fingertips, we're going to roll that little envelope nice and tight. And now you can see we have a little salami rose center, right? And then the most important part is keeping that little flap down. So we take the point and we're going to push it straight through. And you can see we have this cute little spring skewer.
Perfect. Well, you made it look so easy. And if that piqued your interest, coming up in the next hour, we're actually going to learn how to do these roses that are really the main attractor on these plates, the thing that your eye goes to. So stay tuned. We're going to tell you a little bit more about the event coming up in just a bit.
Love it, Sakura. Thank you so much. You could look like a charcuterie pro the next time you host a party, all thanks to a special workshop.
Sakura Gray is live in Plymouth taking notes on how to step up her hosting skills.
Good morning, guys. Well, there's a first for everything, and today is my first time out here in Amador County. And as I pulled up to where we're at right now, which is Iron Hub Winery, I got to drive through the scenic views of wine country out here. So I figured let's learn a little bit more about this area. I'm joined with Spencer, one of the winemakers here. Okay, it was gorgeous when we were driving out here. Usually I get car sick. Today I was blown away by the views. Tell us a little bit about this place.
Yeah, Amador County is about 40 minutes away from Sacramento. And it's absolutely stunning out here. There's over 40 wineries, one being Iron Hub Winery. And yeah, we have thousands of acres of vines out here with primarily Zinfandel, Barbera. We also have whites like Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc. And yeah, it's a beautiful escape from Sacramento. Come out, enjoy the beautiful scenery, and enjoy some delicious wines.
What I really love about this spot too, you've got some winery dogs running around. You might see some cats out here. It's always some family fun. But beyond that, at this charcuterie workshop, I hear that people are going to be able to enjoy a nice glass of wine. Do you have any recommendations for us if people come on out to this event?
Yeah, so if you enjoy white wine, I highly recommend our Chardonnay. It was absolutely phenomenal. We also have a Rosé. If you enjoy red wines, I love our Old Vine Zinfandel. We also have a phenomenal Barbera as well.
Okay, so those are your recommendations. Let's get to the meat of the subject, which is the charcuterie board. So we have Chelsea Farah joining us this morning. So tell us a little bit about this event. It's happening on April 27th. What can people expect?
Okay, so I love doing workshops here at Iron Hub. As you can see, the view behind me is what you'll be looking at during the class. So it's going to be a perfect Sunday. Come out with your girlfriends or your partner. It's just such a fun way to spend the day. And we're going to be focusing on learning different tips and tricks to elevate your charcuterie skills for all of your upcoming spring events. So that could be a graduation party, maybe a bridal shower, and of course, Mother's Day is coming up.
And you know, charcuterie is one of these things where you have to learn different skills and then put them all together into one plate. We actually have some photos of work that you've previously done just so that we can show off her credentials. But in these classes, you're going to break it down and maybe what I like to call simplify it just a little bit. So in today's segment, can you explain to us what we're going to learn?
Yes, so today we're going to learn something called the salami roast. You can see here on these skewers, we have a smaller version of it, but this is something that's very popular, and it just takes something like basic sliced salami and it really elevates it, kind of makes it magical. So we start with this little 2-ounce cup. We're going to take our sliced salami and we're going to overlap 5 pieces. So just rotating the cup as we overlap. So we're going to do 5 around. And there's lots of different methods, but this is the one that I use, and this is the one that I'll be teaching in my class. So we've done 5 pieces around. You can see it's almost starting to form that outer layer, like the outer petals. Then we're going to do 6 pieces in a row, overlapping. So that's 3, 4, and here comes 5, 6. And then this is where we're going to fold that little line, that little row in half. And then using our fingertips, we're going to roll that envelope into, roll it on up into the center rosebud. So you can see that right there. Place it in the cup.
And then you can add some garnishes while you're there too. So this is going to really steal the show on your charcuterie board. And you can learn more skills like this again on April 27th at that charcuterie workshop. If you want to sign up, email info@ironhubwines.com and bring out your girlfriends.
All right, Ashley and I are excited about being invited to your house for a fancy dinner.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
And all of your cats.
Now that you know stuff.
Cat children.
Let's hope the skills stick.
Sakura, thank you.